It is during this time of war that the Antichrist comes with peace, right? If you read in Revelation chapter 6 and verse 2, it says, "And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer." The rider of the white horse is not Jesus Christ. It's the Antichrist. And the white horse stands for peace. We know from reading the book of Daniel that he comes with flatteries and with peace. And in Daniel 9:27, we know he makes a covenant of peace with Israel. I'll talk more about that later. But look at this. What is the need for him to bring peace? Right? Like we have read, Paul says in 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 3, when they say peace and safety, sudden destruction cometh upon them. Why are they talking about peace? It's because of the wars that are taking place. And these wars are taking place here at the end of the church age. That's why there is a need for peace. And the Antichrist comes riding upon a white horse. That means he comes with peace. He comes with deception. The bow, right, is a sign of peace. But it's not just ordinary peace when it is wielded by the Antichrist. It is deceptive peace. It is deception. It's like the bow of Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And by the way, you know that this sign that most politicians make and many other people is not V for victory. It is the sign of the archer, Nimrod. Right? You pull the string of the bow and you release it. This is how it looks. So the Pope makes this. Jesus of the Roman Catholic pictures has this sign. It's the sign of the Antichrist. And he's a bowsman. And he comes with this false peace. When God made a bow and set it up in heaven, it was real peace. Right? It was a sign of his covenant that he's not going to destroy it. He's ending the war with mankind that he started in the days of Noah. So God puts a bow there in the heaven called the rainbow. But when the Antichrist comes with a bow, he comes with a false peace, with a deceptive peace. What is the need for him to come with peace? It's because of the wars and rumors of wars. So you can see this. This is actually taking place right now. And the next thing that must happen is peace, which the Antichrist brings. In Matthew 24, verses 7 and 8, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." Now we know that the beginning of sorrows is the first part of the tribulation. It's the first part of the tribulation, the beginning of sorrows, and then you have the great tribulation, the second half of the 7 years or the final week of Daniel's 70 weeks. The beginning of sorrows. Now look at this is how it works out. There is war going on right now. There is need for peace in the Middle East. So the Antichrist comes with peace. But then immediately after that, we read in, as we have just read in Matthew chapter 24, verses 7 and 8, "Nation shall rise up against nation." This is a false peace, and it is a very short-lived peace. It's not going to last for long, because immediately after the white horse, you have the red horse, which stands for war. That's why Jesus said, "Nation shall rise up against nation." There's going to be a great world war in the very beginning of the tribulation. It's probably going to be the Ezekiel 38 and 39 war. Ezekiel chapters 38 and 39, the war that is mentioned in those chapters, probably that's the one that will take place. The war of Gog and Magog. It's going to happen right here, nation rising up against nation. So you have the white horse, you have the red horse, and then, of course, the Lord goes on to, or the Bible goes on to talk about the black horse, which stands for famine, and then the pale horse, which stands for death. And Jesus in Matthew 24 spoke about all these things: the white horse, the red horse, the black horse, and the pale horse, and what they represent. So, not only will there be wars and rumors of wars, but very soon we are going to see this peace coming into effect. What I mean is, may not be the whole thing as the Antichrist is going to bring in, but the foundation for this has already been laid. I'll talk about it later. But we're going to see something concrete coming into existence very soon. And that tells you how close we are to the rapture of the church. Very, very close. Very close to the rapture of the church. Praise God for that. So you have this deception, false Christ's wars and rumors of wars, all taking place right now before our eyes. And the next thing that must happen is the white horse rider comes into the scene. Will we see him? I don't know. I'm not sure about it. But that's the next thing that's going to happen that tells you how close we are to the rapture of the church. Now there's another sign that I want you to look at in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, I will read verses 3 and 4. Verses 3 and 4 of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. That ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand. The day of Christ is to do with the tribulation. Let no man deceive you by any means. There's that word deceive once again, deceivers. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Now look at verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So there are two things that Paul speaks about in this passage. First is that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. The falling away we have seen has already started. Right? This apostasy had already started long ago with false Bibles infiltrating Christianity. Secondly, he says that the Antichrist, or the son of perdition, will sit in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So that means there's going to be a temple. There's got to be a temple in which the Antichrist is going to sit. He's going to sit in the temple in the middle of the tribulation. That means it must exist before that.